Hello everyone, Peter Sorda here from SlashFilm.com, and I'm with
Stephen Weintraub with Collider.com.
You've seen our faces all week because we're here in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace at CinemaCon, a convention for theater owners where the studios show off all their latest films and their lineup for the next year plus.
As I've said many times, it's Comic-Con for theater owners.
Yes. We just got out of the presentation by 20th Century Fox, who showed a number of films, probably like a dozen films from their upcoming lineup.
They world premiered a ton of footage from the 2015 movies. And,
we should list them off really quick up front. Peanuts, Poltergeist, Paper Towns, Hitman, Agent 47, Victor, Frankenstein, Maze Runner sequel.
Are you reading this off a list?
Fantastic Four, yes I am. The Revenant, the Martian, and Joy.
Yes.
And we'll talk about some other stuff too. So anyways, if you're interested in any of those things, watch this video. It's going to be spoiler free. We're going to give you our reactions to the footage and trailers that were shown at the presentation.
Yes.
Why don't you start out?
Well, this is the second year in a row that Fox has basically hit a massive home run. Last year they had the lineup. Well, first of all, Fox is the #1 box office of all time, 2014, $5-point-something billion worldwide, which is unheard of. Their lineup last year, when I walked out of the panel, I thought, probably like you, I want to see all of these movies. And the box office reflected that. Once again, Fox, with what we just talked about, all the movies that are on this list, I actually want to see. And when you have a lineup like that, it basically says you're going to be doing very well at the box office, when there's that natural desire to see something. They really hit huge home runs with some of their films. Do you want to just get started one by one?
Yeah, let's get started. Peanuts. I was a big fan of the Peanuts when I was younger, both the comics and the animated TV features. This looks like a perfect adaptation of all that. Like the characters and everything feel true to the source material, and it looks like fun.
It is going to be rated G. It looks like the Peanuts come to life, like the comic strip coming up. Everything I've heard about the movie is good. The footage looked fucking awesome. Sorry for the F-bomb already. But I mean, I really believe it's going to be a huge hit.
Out of all the movies, did you have
to
drop the F-bomb during the Peanuts?
No, for the G-rated movie, I really got to get better. I'm sorry. It's a bad instinct. But the footage looks great, and it looks like the Peanuts. And the other thing about it is that Peanuts are not overexposed, and they've been on TV every Christmas and every Thanksgiving. People love Peanuts, and it looks tremendous. Really does. Going to be an absolute huge hit when it comes out in Thanksgiving. I would imagine the trailer will be online very soon.
Yes. We should also talk about Paper Towns, which is this movie that it's a book adaptation. I think it's by the same people that did
John Green.
Yeah.
It's the same people that did Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, 500 Days of Summer screenwriters, and it starts out kind of like this basic high school coming of age romantic kind of thing, but the twist is that the girl disappears.
Yes.
And it's kind of like this road trip trying to solve the mystery, and it was very compelling. At first I was like, I don't know, the 500 Days of Summer, I'm a little, guys, I'm a little interested, but once the twist hit, it seems like it could be a cool...
Well, I agree with you. If it was just another one of those boy meets girl, have a nighttime adventure, I'm like, I've seen this movie 1,000 times. But after Fault in Our Stars, listen, these books are very popular. I mean, very popular, and there's a reason for it. So I'm going to go out on a ledge and say it's going to be a good movie, and it's definitely going to appeal to the young folks out there. But yeah, I mean, the footage looked good, and I mean, Nate Wolf, and Carla, I can't pronounce her last name. She's a model, and she's in Suicide Squad. She looked good, and I mean, I'm sure it'll be a big hit. Moving on.
The screens flickered, the lights went out, and they showed a extended trailer for Poltergeist.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Which I don't think looks bad, but I still don't know if we need it. You know what I mean?
100%. I will say that the trailer they cut today was very well cut. It really showcased like the horror, and it showcased the scares and really cool visuals, and it didn't dwell on one thing. It's going to be very curious because a lot of us have grown up with Poltergeist, and which is what probably the movie that I remember most as a kid scaring me, with the clown under the bed. I mean, I was terrified, literally terrified. You know, like that was a real world scare.
Yeah, and the fact that Sam Raimi is involved as a producer, you know, gives me a little hope with it too.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer was very well cut. It remains to be seen. Hopefully the movie's good. Very well cut trailer.
Okay, moving on to a movie I don't care about, Hitman Agent 47. What did you think?
I'm actually of the opinion, and I know I'm in the minority, of the opinion that this is going to actually
Check
break.
my phone again while you go.
It's outrageous, this guy. Please, what are you doing?
Well,
It's gonna
47.
Right. It's gonna. I really believe it's gonna break the video game curse. I really do because
Why?
I'll tell you why. The cast. I really like Rupert Fiend, who's the guy from Homeland.
Yeah.
I really like Zach Quinto, and he's doing Snapchat or something.
Doing an Instagram video while you talk. Keep on going.
So I really believe in it. I think the action looks cool, and I actually think that. And this is going to sound shocking as why I say this, because Fox is actually on a roll right now. The studio has been making really good movies. I mean, talking like all of the movies have been really good. So I believe that if the studio saw something in this property, that it's going to be something good. Because if we look at all the movies on the list, they're all good. They're all things I want to see. And so they obviously are doing this because they believe in the script and the story. But as I said, I'm really a fan of the cast, and the action looks cool, and the trailer's well cut. I mean, look, I could be wrong, but I'm really anticipating this breaking the video game curse. I really think it's going to do it.
I'm not sure about that.
Go to hell.
We'll
Let's
see.
move on.
You know what? Pixels, I'm more excited about. I think that'll break it.
But that's not based on pre-existing property.
Well, pre-existing.
But
characters.
it's not that's not a video game specifically.
Okay. We have a lot of noise going on here, so we apologize.
Victor Frankenstein.
Victor Frankenstein, starring Daniel Radcliffe. To me,
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. It doesn't look like anything we haven't seen before. It seems.
Well, that's interesting. I had a different take.
I was hoping it was going to be a unique take on the Frankenstein story, and maybe it is because I've heard a little bit about it. But the trailer didn't seem to give me that impression.
Well, first of all, it wasn't a trailer; it was more like a teaser, and it was a lot more atmosphere, and it looked more like a horror movie than I was expecting. Now, am I wrong about this?
It did look. It looked very. Yeah.
And to me, that was a surprise because I thought it was going to be a more straight adaptation, playing it fucking with the way I've seen it 10,000 times.
But it seemed kind of dark and like, it had that aesthetic of the what's the Sony company?
Screen Gems?
Screen Gems. It had the Screen Gems aesthetic of it, like being really dark and CG and like.
Oh, I didn't. You know something? I did not get that vibe. But I mean, you're judging like a 40-second teaser. So for me, visually it looked cool. More horror than I expected. I really like Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. They wouldn't have signed on to this movie unless the script was good. Max Landis wrote it. Hoping for the best.
And I've read the first half of that script. That script was amazing.
Right. So then you should probably be giving this one.
I should, but you know what? What I saw was not. I don't know. Maybe it was they were showing us not enough.
Well, they were showing.
I said that in my tweet. I don't think we saw enough to make any assessment.
Yeah, exactly. Maze Runner 2, Scorch Trials.
I was a fan of Maze Runner 1.
I am too.
I was a little bit worried because, spoiler alert, they do get out of the maze, and the maze seemed like the coolest part of the Maze Runner 1. So I was kind of worried that Scorch Trials is going to be something I'm not really interested in. But this looks like a much bigger movie. It looks really larger in scale and more epic, and the CG, it seems like the budget is bigger. West Ball has more to work with, and what's her name? Rosa Salazar, or whatever. She's incredible. I'm excited to see what she's going to be able to do on the big screen. I've been watching her on the small screen and the tiny screen, Funny or Die and that stuff for years. So I'm excited to see what she can do. But what did you think?
I absolutely agree. I think that the film looks way bigger in scope, way larger. I think that the visuals looked really cool. I think Wes did a really good job with the first Maze Runner, and it was honestly, legitimately a lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
And visually, it looked really cool, and it
wasn't just a good young adult movie. It was a good movie. I'm not saying it was great, but it was a good movie.
Yeah. It really looked good, the sequel, and. But if you like the first one, I mean, there's a no-brainer. You're going to see it. But if you haven't given Maze Runner a chance, you really actually should make an effort. It's actually good.
We should now talk about Fantastic Four. Josh Trank, who didn't show up at Celebration, was also not here.
Yeah, but he was never supposed to be.
Yeah, he was never supposed to be.
Yeah,
I know.
Let's make that clear.
I know. But I wonder if he's still under the weather.
No, he's probably putting the finishing touches on Fantastic Four.
And this was, what, an extended trailer?
Yes, very much.
It wasn't much more than what we've seen already, though, was it?
I missed the last trailer. I was trying to avoid, seeing more footage, but I'm at CinemaCon. Obviously, I'm going to see more footage.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of footage today with all the characters, and with Thing, and a little bit with Doom.
Yeah.
And some of the powers.
It looks cool.
It looks dark. That's the thing I took away from it. It's like
It looks dark. It looks cool. It looks very comic book. I mean, comic booky in like the story, like them going through another like a
Yes.
portal thing or whatever it is, dimensional.
Yeah.
So it seems interesting. I don't know. I just heard so many rumors and bad things.
See,
and,
I really
and
think-
I know you don't want to listen
No,
to that.
here's the thing. I think a lot of the rumors and the bad things stem from the fact that we went so long without seeing footage or seeing images and anything. And what I've taken away from the last month or two is they finally have VFX and footage, and now we're seeing it. And now they're not shying away from showing Thing or the VFX. It's listen. When Trank said it's going to be Cronenberg-esque science, real world, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Yeah.
I really legitimately am.
That makes me interested. Everything I've seen, I mean, I'm going to see it. So I mean,
That's
whatever.
obvious.
And you're going to see it. So moving on, we're going to talk about the next film
Revenant?
from the director of Birdman.
We're gonna start with neither of us can pronounce his name.
Inarritu?
Yeah, I can't. We're gonna butcher it. We're gonna look like a-holes. So
yeah.
we're just not gonna say it because I can't pronounce it. English is my second language. I'm sorry. That was a reaction. Let's get into the footage. I don't think anyone believed what I just said.
I know. Okay, moving on. This is based on a true story. It seems like this, right? Or am I?
I think it's based on a true story
Yeah.
from a few hundred years ago about a Leonardo DiCaprio plays someone who goes out with a group of people, I think bear hunting. I could be wrong about that part. And a bear mauls him, his friends leave him for dead, and he travels back 200 miles to get the revenge on the people that left him for dead. That might not be 100%.
The interesting thing about this film is it's dark, gritty, dirty, muddy, and it's shot all with natural light. No, cinema lights and stuff like that.
We should also mention at the beginning of the footage, they made a note on the screen, like there was a lot of text on the screen, and they said, we are watching raw, like dailies on screen. So there was no color correction, no anything.
But even though it looked amazing, it looked beautiful.
Right. The team that brought you Birdman is bringing you this film. As you imagine, with the cinematography and it's stunning. Visually, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And with the cast, Tom Hardy, Leonardo DiCaprio, I mean, this is a surefire, must-see movie.
Yes.
No debate.
The interesting thing is we didn't see any long takes. It was kind of a montage. But in the montage, we saw these complex sequences with lots of people and things going on that I could tell were probably part of a long take. I mean, the director
They do
loves
like
long
doing,
takes.
yeah.
And it seemed, I'm in.
We should also mention that supposedly they filmed the movie in sequence of the story. I've heard that actually couldn't be done in certain things because of weather conditions, but they filmed in locations that took hours to get to, and people would sleep out there, and it was one of these things where they went to places that has never been photographed for a movie to tell this story, and it looks beautiful. Easily one of the highlights of this year.
Well, let's move on to the highlight of probably CinemaCon for me so far.
Yeah, I would agree.
Which is Ridley Scott's The Martian. We saw the first look trailer.
I'd say it was 4 or 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It was long.
It was long. It looked amazing. Amazing. I haven't read the book. You haven't read the book, right?
No, but I might know a lot about the movie.
Yeah. I mean, we learned a lot about the movie in this extended trailer.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it. I want to say something, but I don't think I can say it.
You're not saying.
Right.
Okay. I don't know. It just looks amazing. It is a space survival film with Matt Damon stuck on Mars and trying to, not only survive, but, get contact back to NASA.
We should mention, incredible cast. Ridley Scott's directing, based on a very, very popular book that everyone seems to love. I haven't read it either. The one thing I keep on hearing from everyone is how incredible the story is. And it's one of these things where the source material is so awesome that you almost have to fuck it up to not make it work. Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Kate Mara, this huge cast of astronauts are on the planet. This storm comes in. They're all trying to escape. Matt Damon gets left on the planet. They take off. This is not spoiling the movie. This is going to be revealed in the trailer. And it's about Damon trying to survive and let NASA know that he has survived. but he only has enough goods, enough food and materials to last a month, and the earliest anyone can get back to him is 4 years. So as he says in the trailer, he's gonna have to science the shit out of this. I think that's what he says.
You know, there was a lot more humor in that trailer than I thought there was going to be. I thought it was going to be completely serious. There's also that line of Neil Armstrong. I forget what it was, but it got a laugh from the crowd. I mean, it looks great. I mean, it's Ridley Scott in space again. I know you didn't like Prometheus. I did.
I like Prometheus.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, on top of all that, visually speaking, it's this massive movie with this incredible cast, and we saw this stuff in NASA. We saw these spaceships in outer space. We saw Mars. I mean,
you know what? Another thing that surprised
maybe
me?
not Mars. Is it Mars?
Yeah, it's Mars.
Okay.
The other thing that surprised.
That's awesome. Go on.
Yeah. The other thing that surprised me was that I thought it was going to be kind of Damon's story told from his point of view, and we see a lot of Earth and people on in NASA and whatever.
Well, the movie gets people involved. We were seeing things from the Earth perspective, and everyone's trying to get him home and root for him. And anyway,
but so it doesn't seem like it's like Gravity, where it's that kind of point of view kind of story. It's kind of like a more broad.
It's more like an Apollo 13 kind of story.
Yeah, exactly.
But with more stuff on the planet. But anyway, look, the footage was incredible. That and Revenant, the whole Fox lineup was incredible. But Revenant and Martian look like, oh, wow.
Yeah, and at the end they showed a montage of their upcoming lineup, logos and stuff.
All the stuff from 2016, they basically went every month and just showed their movies. So,
which include Gambit.
Oh, we didn't talk about Joy.
Oh.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence.
Let's talk about Joy.
Maybe people have heard of her.
David O. Russell.
Yeah.
You might have heard of him from such movies as...
American Hustle.
What, you want me to name it? Silver Linings Playbook.
A movie that no one is supposed to see called Nailed.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways, he's kind of a big deal. And he kind of makes those movies that get those gold statues. And,
that's true.
And gets prestige. So this is probably going to be another one of those. It looks like it's I don't know much about the story. It looks period. We saw this montage.
It's about Jennifer Lawrence plays the founder of. Oh my God, I'm forgetting right now. Where they visit. Oh my God, I can't remember. Avon. Isn't it the founder of Avon?
I don't know much about it.
Oh, okay. I think she plays the founder of Avon. The footage looked like it took place a lot in the 70s.
Yeah.
Looked period. The footage was all silent, being played to a music, like a song.
Yeah.
And so we just saw
it was just kind of this montage, not even like story moments, but of characters doing things.
Yes.
We were kind of seeing, just getting a tone in a
You couldn't even get a tone. All you could see from me was just, this is a period piece in certain places. It has a crazy cast. It's David O. Russell.
Yeah.
Get excited. You know, but
exactly.
There was no way to really, being honest, there's no way to judge the footage without any sound at all.
Yeah.
But so anyway, obviously it's going to be a big movie with David O. Russell and Jennifer Lawrence and De Niro and everything. But getting back into the logos, we saw Gambit, Deadpool, whole bunch of stuff. X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know, it's Fox has a
They
lot.
showed an Independence Day logo that didn't say Independence Day 2. It said just Independence Day, which you seem to think is just temporary.
I think it's just temporary.
But
There's no way.
I think it's worth mentioning.
Sure. There's no way it's being called Independence Day again.
Yeah.
There's no way. And I'll tease this for the people that have waited to the very end of this video blog and have gotten through the whole thing. I've heard about one of the action sequences of ID 4-2, and it is just when you think that Roland cannot figure out a new way to put the Earth in jeopardy, he has figured out a way to put the Earth in jeopardy that's effing awesome. And if it ends up happening, just remember I said it now.
He found a way to put Earth in jeopardy in a way that he has never done before.
It's really cool.
I mean, remember, this is the guy that did Day After Tomorrow, did 2001.
By the way, what I just said is so true, but you're not going to know what I'm saying until they do the movie. But it's
you don't even think they will ruin that in like a trailer?
Oh, I believe it's such a cool shot, such a cool vision of what I've been told that it's definitely going to go in the trailer. Like, it's a huge sale biz, but I'm not going to say it now.
Is the Earth going to blow up?
I'm not saying anything specifically, but that was for the people that stayed at the end of the video blog.
Yeah.
I have to go. Peter does too.
Yeah. I'm going to be posting that video on Instagram.
Okay.
I just like to annoy Steve during the middle of the video.
He just doesn't want to pay attention during the entire thing. Sort of like the way he is during the panels, where he's tweeting.
You are tweeting too. What are you talking about?
But
we're all tweeting live in the press box. Anyways, we're going to be back later today.
Yes.
It might be posted tomorrow. Who knows? For the Universal presentation. That's the end of CinemaCon for me. You're doing
Yes.
awards. But I got to get back to LA. So.
You can find more of my work on Collider and on Instagram and Twitter as Collider Frost.
Yes. You can find me at slashfilm.com and on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to post this in 1 second at slashfilm. See you next time.